They were the true gangsters in New York's history, a force only the military could crush. They not only used violent means to control the city's development, but also acted as enforcers for politicians, clearing obstacles and influencing elections. They were the earliest Irish mafia, the Dead Rabbits. The name Dead Rabbits originated from Scottish Gaelic, meaning hot-tempered, burly men. Between 1790 and 1820, following the American Revolution, the Great Irish Famine led to Irish immigrants comprising a quarter of New York's population. Yet they soon grasped three harsh truths. First, America's streets were not paved with gold. Second, America's streets were paved with nothing. Third, they themselves might one day become the paving material. A significant portion of Irish immigrants disembarked at New York Harbor and settled in Manhattan's Five Points district. Beyond the dire living conditions, the area was dominated by local gangs and lacked law enforcement. To protect themselves, the Irish formed their own gang, the Dead Rabbits. By the mid-19th century, the Dead Rabbits and local gangs clashed over turf and profits. Their conflicts escalated from skirmishes involving hundreds to full-scale wars involving thousands, spreading from single streets to entire neighborhoods. The violence eventually forced the U.S. government to deploy military troops to quell the violence. In 1846, the Dead Rabbits leader, known as the Priest, prepared to duel the local gang for control of New York's Five Points district. Bill, the leader of the American gang, was none other than the notorious New York mob boss Bill the Butcher in real life. He was brutal and bloodthirsty, treating human life as worthless. He was fiercely xenophobic, constantly proclaiming his mission to purge foreign enemies for true Americans. Under the banner of defending the homeland, he waged bloody hegemony, vowing to eradicate all foreign gangs through the most primitive and brutal means. New York gangs of that era upheld a so-called code of chivalry, eschewing firearms and explosives. Battles were fought solely with knives, axes, and clubs. In this great battle, few could retreat wounded, for the injured were as good as dead. The Priest embodied the survival hopes of Irish immigrants, while Butcher Bill fought for so-called native interests. Ultimately, the Priest was slain by Bill's own hand in the brutal carnage. This battle not only signaled the demise of the Dead Rabbits, but also marked the complete takeover of the Five Points district by the nativists. More than just a bloody gang fight, it profoundly reshaped New York's underworld landscape for the next 2 decades. With the fighting over, the Dead Rabbits disintegrated on the spot, and the Priest's son, Am, was captured and sent to an orphanage, his destiny forever altered. 16 years later, Pastor's son, Am, returned to New York's Five Points. The land remained chaotic and dark. The tragedy of his youth had not faded with time, but clung to him like a shadow. In a hidden passageway, he discovered the treasure buried years ago, a dagger and a badge symbolizing his father. These were not gold or silver, but relics steeped in blood and conviction, reminding him of the brutal past his father had paid for with his life. At that very moment, fate reunited him with his childhood friend, John.